Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this video is to help you or to teach you how to add, subtract, multiply polynomials. So at the end of this video, you should have a very good understanding of how to do that. You should also follow the directions in the video. If you're asked to pause and do a problem, you should do so and then check your work. So adding, subtracting, multiplying polynomials. First thing you need to know, what's a polynomial? So basically, a polynomial is an expression. Whoa, it's an expression. So like a math sentence without an equal sign. A monomial is only going to have one term in it. So something like 3x or 2y or 7xy or negative 3. Anything that's just one term. A binomial, just like a bicycle has two wheels, a binomial has two terms. So something like 4x plus 2y or negative 7y plus 3. All right, a trinomial, same idea, just like a tricycle has three wheels, a trinomial will have three terms. Something like x squared plus 7x plus 4, or x squared y plus 3xy plus y, would also be a trinomial. A polynomial includes all of these, monomial, binomial, trinomial, and anything that might have like a fourth, fifth, or sixth terms, like x to the fifth, x to the fourth, plus x cubed, plus 2x squared, minus 7. That would be a polynomial because it has 5 terms, so we don't have a specific word for it other than a polynomial. So basically, we're going to learn how to add, subtract, and multiply these expressions, which we kind of already know how to do. So for example, adding polynomials. This is combining like terms, people. This is your Skittles and M&Ms. So the first thing I like to do, just like always, is find my minus signs and change them to plus negative so that I don't get lost. So I'm going to do that. And then I am literally just combining my like terms. So I have 3x to the fourth and 2x to the fourth. Well, that would be 5x to the fourth. Then I have 2x squared and 5x squared, which would be 7x squared. And let's see, I've got negative 5x. And, oh, I don't have a negative 5x over here, so he's just going to come for the ride. I've got a plus 2 and a plus a negative 9, so that'll be plus a negative 7. And it looks like I've got one guy here that's all by himself, so he's going to come along for the ride as well. And then to have it completely simplified, it's good to have all of your like terms combined. So 5x, or not, I'm sorry, our like terms are combined, but it's good to have all of our exponents going from smallest or largest to smallest. So we'd have 5x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 7x squared plus a negative 5x plus a negative 7. And that is how you add them. So sometimes you see them, you might see it in Math Excel where they're stacked like this. Notice I have my y cubed stacked, my y squared stacked, and my y stacked. Same idea. That's always good. And I have everything in plus negative form. So then you can just add right down the column. So 5y cubed and negative 6y cubed is a negative y cubed. Negative 10y squared plus a negative 10y squared is a negative 20y squared. And 7y plus 3y is 10y. So to organize a problem may take a little bit longer to set up this way, but it makes your answer a little easier to find. So you can either stack them like this, or you can use them horizontally like this. Doesn't matter whichever way works best for you. So at this point, I want you to pause the video and try this problem on your own, and then unpause the video when you're done, and I will go over the problem. So at this point, this should be your practice with adding polynomials. So I am going to set this up so that I can add them vertically. So I have a negative 4x cubed and let's see, I don't have any x cubes. Oh, I'm sorry. I have plus 3x squared minus 9x plus 1. And then I'm going to add to that, let's see, 3x cubed. Got to line it up right. Got to make sure my like terms are lined up correctly. a 5x squared, a minus 4x, and a minus 7, which of course you can change those to plus negatives. And then you can add them together. So negative 4x cubed plus 3x cubed, going vertically now, is negative 1x cubed. No, you don't need the 1. 3x squared plus 5x squared is 8x squared. Negative 9x plus a negative 4x is a negative 13x. And then 1 plus negative 7 is a negative 6. And because we put these in order with the largest exponent first and then the smallest, our answer is already written in that form. So now we're going to talk about subtracting polynomials. This is just like adding polynomials. The only difference is you have the subtraction sign here. So like always, I would get rid of it, make it a plus, and then change the sign in every single one of these. So instead of subtracting, this will be a negative 9, this will be a negative 4x, this will be a plus 3x, and this will be a plus 5. And then it's just like combining like terms once you do that. So you'd have 2x cubed and a negative 4x cubed. So that would be negative 2x cubed. Let's see, plus 3x squared plus a negative 9x squared would be plus a negative 6x squared. Then you'd have negative 8x plus 3x, which would be plus negative 5x. And then lastly, plus 7 plus 5, that would be plus 12. And if I double check, it looks like all my exponents are in order from smallest to biggest, or excuse me, from biggest to smallest. So I'm good. This is correct. So go ahead and pause the video again, see if you can do this problem on your own, and then you can check back to make sure that the answer is correct. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, as always, when I'm subtracting, is going to make this adding, and I'm going to change all the signs in here so I don't get confused, and I'm going to change this guy to plus and negative. So everything's good, and I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have negative 8x cubed plus 4x cubed will be a negative 4x cubed. I have a positive 3x to the fourth. I don't have any 3x to the fourth there. So I'm just going to let it go for the ride. And then negative 4x, positive 3x. And I've got an 8 and a 5, which is 13. And it looks like a negative 9x squared needs to go for the ride because it wasn't taken. So then to put these from the largest exponent to the smallest, I would have 3x to the fourth plus a negative 4x cubed plus a negative 9x squared plus 3x plus 13. And you're done. So we've talked about adding polynomials. We've talked about subtracting polynomials. Now we're going to try our hand at multiplying polynomials, which, just like with the adding and subtracting of polynomials, we have technically already done this. Remember the distributive property that you learned like in 7th grade, where we said you just multiply what's on the outside by what's on the inside? And back when we first started talking about this first semester, we did these area models. So to kind of remind you what we did there, we had the 2 over here by itself because it was outside the parenthesis by itself, and then 3x and 1 together here because it was together inside the parenthesis. And we're just going to find the area of each box. So 2 times 3x would give me the area of this box, which is 6x. And 2 times 1 gives me the area of this box, which is 2. And so then I was able to come up with my answer of 6x plus 2. So just like 2 times 3x and 2 times 1 is 6x plus 2. So that's kind of what we did before. All right, same idea here. If we had a 1 monomial multiplied by a trinomial, we would have 3 things here. So 3x, y, negative 8. 3 times 3x would be 9x. And 3 times y would be 3y. And 3 times negative 8 would be negative 24. So we'd put that all together as 9x plus 3y plus a negative 24, which again was just distributing this 3 through here. So that's what we already know. Multiplying polynomials, here is multiplying 2 binomials, so you have 2 by 2. Okay, so what makes this majorly different is that instead of just having one thing out here, we have 2 things out here. So it's very helpful to draw this area model again. So I have 3x plus 1, so I'm going to have 3x and 1, and then x and 2. Okay? And then I'm going to find the area of each box. So 3x times x is going to be 3x squared. 1 times x is just x. 3x times 2 is 6x. And then 1 times 2 is 2. So then I'm going to write all that out. So I had a 3x squared, I had an x, I had a 6x, and I had a 2. And if I see here, I have like terms, 1x and 6x. I have that right here. So I want to combine my like terms. So I have 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. So using that area model is going to be very, very helpful to keep you organized. Basically, I multiplied the 3x by x and the 3x by 2, which is what happened in this box down here. And then I multiplied the 1 by x and the 1 by 2, which is how I got that box right there. So you try these. Go ahead and pause your video, and you can check your answers when you are finished. So to check your answers, to draw the area model, we have a binomial times a binomial. So I'm going to have 2 sections on each dimension. So I'd have 5x and negative 2 and 6 and 4x. The area of this box, 5x times 6, is 30x. The area of this box right here is negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. The area of this box right here is 4x times 5x, which is 20x squared. And the area of this box right here would be 4x times negative 2, which is negative x. Okay, and then I see I've got some like terms here. So when I simplify my answer, I'm going to have 20x squared. 30x minus 8x is 22, or negative 22x. And then I have this plus a negative 12. So that's my answer. Again, I just took 5 times both things in here, or 5x times both things in this parenthesis, and negative 2 times those two things there. This next one is kind of fun because it's all variables. Draw my area model. So I'd have x and w, 2x and y. So let's see. This area here is 2x squared. This would be 2xw. This would be xy, and this would be yw. And there's no like terms to combine here. So you're just going to write out all 4 terms. And you're done. So this very last one we're going to do is a 2 by 3. It's a binomial times a trinomial. So we're going to set that up. It shouldn't be too hard. You're going to have 2 dimensions one way and 3 dimensions the other. So I'm going to have 3x and 7, and then negative 2x squared, negative 9x and 1. And I'm going to multiply. So 3x times negative 2x squared will be negative 6x cubed. Negative 2x squared times 7 will be negative 14x squared. This box here will be a negative 27x squared. This box here will be a negative 63x. This box will be 3x, and this box will be 7. So then you write all that out. So you have negative 6x cubed plus a negative 14x squared plus a negative 27x squared plus a negative 63x. Oh my, I'm running out of room. Plus 3x plus 7. So you combine your like terms. So you have negative 6x cubed plus a negative 41x squared plus a negative 60x plus 7. So hopefully when you come into class tomorrow, you are ready for a task and some practice on these problems. If you need a little bit more help, you're welcome to see Ms. Fike in the morning. Otherwise, we're going to try flipping the classroom tomorrow. So let me know if you need any help. Otherwise, we're going to try and do some work on this tomorrow.